Hello, today we will be talking about process and management techniques of organizational conflict. This is part 2 of the topic organizational conflict. What is conflict? What are the different types of conflict that we have discussed in part 1, and in continuation with that we will be discussing process and management techniques of organizational conflict. So, as we have discussed, organizational conflict or conflict starts when two people or two or more people who are of different mindset or of opposite thinking, they come together. There can be various type of conflict about which we have discussed in part 1. So the first stage of conflict is potential opposition or incompatibility. Stage 2 of conflict is cognition and personalization. Stage 3 is intentions, stage 4 is behavior, and stage 5 is outcome. As we have discussed in our previous video lecture, part 1 of organizational conflict, that potential opposition or incompatibility or antecedent of conflict can be any of these. Communication, like communication barrier, uh, misunderstood messages, misunderstanding in interpretation, or wrong choice of channel. It can be because of organization structure, division of authority and responsibility, ambiguous jurisdiction, role conflict, etc. And personal variables like attitude, personalities, values, background, skills, and experience of people. I'm not going to discuss about all these antecedents of organizational conflict, as we have already discussed all these things in part 1 of the video. Next stage of conflict is cognition and personalization. Cognition and personalization is like, is conflict actually existing, or we are just thinking that it is there. So it can be perceived conflict or it can be felt conflict. Perceived conflict is when one party is aware, or more of the parties, they are aware that existence of condition that can create opportunities for conflict to arise. They are very well aware that such conditions are there. If those conditions will prevail, it will result into some sort of conflict. मतलब परसीव्ड कन्फ्लिक्ट तब है जब दो या दो से ज्यादा पार्टी, जितनी भी पार्टीज इन्वॉल्व हैं, उनको ये समझ में आ रहा है कि कंडीशंस आर नॉट इन फेवर, दे आर इन अपोजिशन ऑफ कंड्यूसिव रिलेशनशिप. देयर आर कंडीशन जिनको अगर थोड़ा सा भी हवा मिला तो ये कन्फ्लिक्ट में बदल सकती हैं. So that is the condition when we think, when perceived conflict is there, and felt conflict is next stage of perceived conflict. Emotional involvement in conflict creating anxiety, tenseness, frustration, or hostility. When people get involved in such condition, perceived conditions में जो perceived conflict में जो conditions थी, जो conflict को they can give rise to conflict, वो condition में अब parties emotionally involved हो गई हैं. They started thinking that some sort of disagreement is there, some sort of conflict, incompatibility is there, and because of that incompatibility, they are not in condition to carry on the work properly. They feel frustrated, they feel anxiety, some tension, or some sort of stress conditions are there in environment, and that is the condition when conflict is actually felt. What are the intentions of the party? What the parties are willing to do? Intentions are how they are willing to act. Parties can cooperate each other or they can be assertive. Cooperativeness means when they are attempting to satisfy the other party's concern. They are not too much worried about their concern. ठीक है, हमारे साथ जो प्रॉब्लम है दैट वी विल डील विद लेटर ऑन, लेकिन अभी सामने वाली जो पार्टी है उनके क्या डिमांड्स हैं, उनकी क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, let us satisfy, let us solve all those conditions. That is called cooperativeness. And second condition is assertiveness, like I should fulfill my demands first, attempt the parties who are more assertive type, they attempt to satisfy their own demand than others. उनको पहले अपनी जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, अपनी जो डिमांड्स हैं, उनको पहले सेटिस्फाई करना होता है in comparison to the demands or the concerns of other party. So intentions are how the parties involved in conflict or the parties who are part of conflict, they are deciding to solve or sort out such problems on the basis of assertiveness or cooperativeness, on the basis of what intentions the parties are having. There can be 5 strategies. These 5 strategies are from management theory. No one particular technique can be called as best techniques. Like when assertiveness is less, cooperativeness is more, the parties will try to avoid conflict. When assertiveness is more, cooperativeness is less, they will compete against each other. When both the things, assertiveness and cooperativeness, are in midway, they are half-heartedly, they are trying to assertive and cooperative at same time, then they will try to compromise. Then if cooperativeness is high as well as assertiveness is also high, they will collaborate. And when cooperativeness is high, assertiveness is low, they will try to accommodate. And these two arrows in each of these strategy is showing two parties who are in conflict, competing against each other. Avoiding, they are going away from each other, means problem of the conflict. Compromise, they are trying to move in same direction. Collaborating, they are joining hands. And accommodating, they are little bit accommodating, sacrificing their own conditions, their own things. So these are the basic 5 dimensions of conflict handling intentions. As I said, none of these technique is best for every type of conflict, means there is no single size that fits all. It is situational thing. It all depends on conflicting situations. The situational approach to choose particular is the best approach, and the situation must be evaluated on the basis of factors like level of conflict, resources that are available in organization, and what are the intentions. So let us first talk about what is collaborating. When the parties choose this particular strategy, that is collaborating, what they will try to do. Actually, this particular collaborating strategy is I win and you win. Both the parties are trying to give best to each other. This means working together. एक साथ मिलकर जुड़कर काम करते हैं. They involve integrating ideas. Whosoever is in conflict, the parties who are in conflict, they combine their ideas, they combine their resources, and they create a condition in which win-win condition is there. Both the parties are at winning side. They are not actually losing anything more than the other. When this technique can be used, when the trust level is high, when the both the parties or all the parties who are in conflict, they trust each other and nobody is willing to take complete responsibility of that conflict. So what they do, let us join hand and let us work together on this particular thing. Let us solve this conflict and work in a proper way. जब लोगों की ये इच्छा होती है कि वो अपनी थिंकिंग को चेंज कर सकते हैं, चेंज करना चाहते हैं, they are involved and they are willing to change their thinking, their attitude, their perception about things. This technique is good when the parties trying to find an integrative solution, when both sets concern are too important to compromise, when both the parties are having such set of concern जिसमें कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं किया जा सकता पर एक दूसरे के साथ मिलकर काम किया जा सकता है. So this is the condition when assertiveness is high, when you are trying to fulfill other concerns as well as when you are trying to fulfill your own concern. In that condition, collaborating is the best strategy. Competitiveness or competing, it is a strategy that says I win, you lose. Just like all the sports that we play, like in cricket, every team is willing to win. They are not willing to give any chance to other कि भाई आज तुम जीत जाओ कल हम जीत जाएंगे. No, what they try, आज भी हम जीते कल भी हम जीते और हमेशा हम ही जीते. Every team is trying to do that. So that is competing condition. When they are competing against each other, competition is strong. When they are trying to fulfill their own concern, they are not worried about others. कि भाई सामने वाली टीम हार जाएगी तो उनको बुरा लगेगा, उनकी कोच को या उनसे जुड़े हुए जितने लोग हैं उनको बुरा लगेगा. दे आर नॉट कंसर्न्ड अबाउट दैट. दे आर कंसर्न्ड अबाउट हम जीतेंगे तो हमें बेनिफिट्स क्या होंगे. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज called, or the term which can be used here is I win, you lose. This strategy or this technique can be used when there is dispute and neither of the parties is willing to collaborate or adjust, but it simply wants opposite party. The party simply wants that the opposite party should lose. When time is short and quick decisions are to be made, then this condition, this competing strategy can be used. When we are required to stand up for our own right, no one else or nobody is going to talk about my rights, then what should I do? I should compete, I should stand up for my own rights or my own issues. The other condition is when particular conflict or the situation is vital to the company welfare. When the person is aware, the party is aware that the party is at right position, whatever the party is saying is right thing, and the opposite party is not understanding that the party is correct. Generally competition is done against the people who take advantage of all the condition, those who are non-cooperative or those who are trying to get benefit out of everything. In such condition, this competing condition, I should fulfill my concern and I am not worried about anyone else. The next condition, the next intention or strategy can be compromising. Compromising says I will bend and you will also bend. Means कुछ मैं जीतूंगा, कुछ आप जीतोगे, कुछ चीजें मैं छोड़ूंगा, कुछ चीजें आप छोड़ोगे. If we want to complete one race, थोड़ा दूर आप आइए, थोड़ा दूर मैं आता हूँ, और इस तरह से हम दोनों कुछ पार्ट अपना सेक्रीफाइस करके एडजस्ट करके अगेंस्ट ईच अदर वी कैन वर्क इन अ बेटर वे. So it means adjusting with each other when goals are important. When the goals which are to be achieved, those goals are important, then this strategy is best. When efforts and opponent is equally powerful, when efforts made by the other party, the power that opposite party is having, both the parties are equally powerful. Both the parties are committed to mutually exclusive goals. Both are having different goals and both are committed for fulfilling such goals. It is a condition where when time is less, time is to be saved, or time can be saved by reaching some intermediate settlement. अगर competition करेंगे या collaborate करेंगे, it will result into waste of time. When time is less and कुछ intermediate settlements के साथ काम किया जा सकता है. In this strategy, both the parties agree at some midpoint or some midway, and they give up some of their ideals, some of their resources. And best example of this is two friends who love each other. Marriages husband and wife, they compromise on different things. Family members, all the family members are having different goals, but at certain point they compromise with each other for better life, for better fulfillment of mutual goals. The next is accommodating. When cooperative thing is high, when we are worried about others' concern more than self-concern. So when cooperativeness is high and assertiveness is low, and this rule says, I lose, you win. I'm accommodating, I'm sacrificing few things. It means giving up of something, giving up of idea, giving up of resources, giving up of thoughts, so that the other party wins and the conflict comes to an end. When to use this strategy? This strategy can be used when the issue is not that important and somewhere a thought in the mind that I am wrong. When I agree to this thing, the two parties, one of the party is having that idea that I am wrong, then they sacrifice certain things for other party, or the condition when I have very little hope of winning. Okay, if I'll compete, I'll not win. If follow any other strategy, there are minimal chances that I will win, I'll get something, some benefit. Then accommodating or sacrificing one's concern is the best thing to do. When the parties in common is a good deal more important than differences, then accommodating is best. Like when we fight with someone whom we love, we cannot stay without that person. Then what we do? We sacrifice our idea. We sacrifice certain things because together we can do different things, but alone it will be useless. The next, when cooperativeness is also less, assertiveness is also less. What to do? Just avoid the conflict. Avoiding is the best strategy there, and avoiding strategy says no winners, no losers. In this particular technique, no one is winner. कोई भी नहीं जीतता, ना कोई हारता है. It can be avoiding a situation which give rise to conflict. जिन चीजों से conflict पैदा होता है, conflict situation arise होती है, avoid those condition, avoid those things, avoid those ideas. It means ideas suggested by both the parties are rejected. No party is getting some idea approved, and ideas of some third party is approved by the superior or by the management. Like two siblings are fighting, brother and sister are fighting for particular toy or something, and mother enters into a scene. She takes away that toy and gives certain other toys to both of them. एक टॉय के लिए लड़ाई हो रही थी, वो टॉय मदर लेके चली गई. तो वो जो कन्फ्लिक्ट की रीजन था, कन्फ्लिक्ट का रीजन था, जो कंडीशन थी जिसकी वजह से कन्फ्लिक्ट क्रिएट हो रहा था, वो कन्फ्लिक्ट वो आइडिया को ही हटा दिया गया. This strategy is best suited when conflict is less important and relationships are more important. And if competition or any other strategies followed, then relationships are at stake. And relations are important. Potential disruption overweighs or more important in comparison to benefit of resolution. When the things are resolved, that is more beneficial. When issues seems to be tangential or symptomatic of other issues. Actually, the issues are not, the conflict is not on the actual issue, but if any other strategy will be followed, then it can give rise to some other issue which will be more dangerous for organization. In such condition, avoiding is to be followed, or avoiding is the best strategy that organization can go for. Then there are certain conflict management techniques. Conflict management techniques means how conflict can be managed by the organization. So conflict resolution techniques are there and conflict stimulation techniques are there. We will be talking about conflict resolution technique. Conflict resolution technique is like, first is problem solving. Problem solving means actual problem that is sorted out by some measures, by discussion or by any other method. Subordinate goals, some super goals, superordinate goals are decided and subordinate goals are cleared off. If resources are the main reason of conflict, then more resources are added to the resource pool so that conflict can be resolved. Avoidance of conflict, as we discussed in that avoidance technique. Smoothing or um, accommodating thing. Smoothing means accommodating the concern of people first, then one's own concern. Compromising, meeting some midway. Authoritative command, the superior authority gives command to solve the conflict, that things are to be done in this particular way. Next is altering the human variable, the human being, the person who is creating conflict, that is removed from the situation of the conflict. That is a way of resolution of conflict. Altering the structural variable, ambiguity, jurisdiction, role conflict, authority responsibility relationship, whatever is creating conflict, that structural variable is changed. Next is conflict stimulation technique. We were talking about resolution, and here now we have started discussing conflict stimulation. Means organization is trying to create conflict. Exactly. Conflict stimulation technique is trying to create some sort of conflict. And why? Previously it was considered as conflict is something dangerous, conflict is something which is bad for organization. But nowadays conflict is not considered as dangerous thing. Conflict is not considered as something bad, but it is a way of bringing in creativity in an organization, innovativeness in organization. So conflict is stimulated, conflict is created in organization. And how conflict is created in organization? First thing that we can do is communication. Communication is a way of creating conflict also. How conflict communication can create conflict? Sending unclear messages, threatening and challenging workers to create conflict, giving general instruction so that they can be interpreted in different ways according to people's perception or their ideas or their values or their background. And when people will perceive same message in different way, that can create conflict. Or bringing in some barriers. Barriers can be semantic barrier, language barrier, channel barrier, or medium barrier, or any other physical barrier. Intentionally bringing in all these things which can create communication problem and hence giving rise to conflict. Next is bringing in outsider. For example, organization is in well settled mode. There is nothing like which is creating uh, whirlpools or some waves in the silent sea. What organization can do? The organization can bring some outsider who is having values or background or skills which are not like existing condition, which are entirely different from the present conditions of organization. When someone will come who is not having same value background or same skills, obviously it will disturb the things in organization and hence creating conflict. Restructuring the organization, breaking the inertia, bringing that inertia problem in the organization. Everything is well settled, no problem with jurisdiction, no authority responsibility conflict is this. So changing the present condition and disturbing the existing condition is way of creating functional conflict. changing task or rules of organization, changing members of team is example of restructuring the organization. The next is appointing a devil's advocate, and what this devil's advocate will do, he will promote, he will motivate, he will encourage the conflict, he will encourage the debate. Debate can be on different things, different aspect of if problem is there, or if something is done, something new is done in organization, creating or motivating or encouraging people for the debate. और debate से क्या होगा, ideas aspect of different people will come up, they will come up with their own ideas, they will come up with different aspect of problem, and that thing will bring out certain different phases of the organization, different innovativeness, different creativity or ideas to do things in organization. So not only conflict resolution is important, but conflict stimulation is also important in organization, just to create, just to bring in innovativeness, creativeness in organization. So that is the way in which conflict can be solved. And what are the outcomes? When such conflict are solved or conflict are existing, there can be positive outcomes, there can be negative outcomes. Functional or dysfunctional. Functional outcomes are positive outcomes. Conflict, when conflict is there, it can increase group performance because they will try to prove the group against the other group. Quality of decision, because all the aspect, all the ideas, all the things will be brought in, people will be discussing about each and every aspect of particular decision, that will improve the quality of decisions. Creativity and innovation will creep in the organization with the help of conflict. Encouragement of interest and curiosity, people will try to fulfill different interest area, different curiosity will be solved. It can also give rise to a medium for problem solving. Either they will be competing or communicating, but they will definitely solve the problem. It will create an environment of self-evaluation and change. If someone, some other group or some other individual is pointing out at some weakness of yours or something that can be improved, then that create an environment in which one particular team or one particular individual can evaluate himself or evaluate the group, and they can bring in the change. So these are the positive outcomes, like new ideas, stimulates creativity and innovation, motivates changes, new approaches are brought in, organizational vitality will be increased, identities are established either of group or of individual, loyalty towards group, performance of group will be improved. And what are the negative outcomes of conflict? It is not essential that only positive outcomes will be there from conflict. There can be dysfunctional outcomes also. Dysfunctional outcomes are negative outcomes, or the things which will decrease group performance. And these dysfunctional outcomes of conflict can be development of discontent. People will feel discontented towards organization or group. Group effectiveness will be reduced if conflict is there in group itself. People are working in different manner, then effectiveness of that group will be reduced. Communication will be hampered because whenever conflict is there, the first thing that goes out is communication. People are not willing to talk to each other in condition of conflict. Reduced group cohesiveness, people will not be that cohesive as they were before conflict. Infighting among group members, and because of which group goals will be given less important. That infighting will overcome group goals because it will divert energy from actual work towards something else, like towards conflict, and which can threaten the psychological well-being of people. All these things, discontent, retarded communication, decreased group cohesiveness, can hamper the psychological well-being of people. When group goals will become less important, it may result into resource wastage of resources. Group effectiveness will be reduced. Hostility and aggressiveness in group members, that can be there, that can reduce organizations or group capacity to work. Stereotyping each other, these can be the negative outcome. A negative outcome can reduce the performance or can decrease the performance of the group. So this is all about process of conflict and different strategies or the ways in which conflict can be reduced or decreased. Different outcomes, positive as well as negative outcomes, and why conflict is important for organization. We have discussed about all these things in today's lecture. We will be discussing more about conflict and strategies to solve interpersonal conflict in next video. Thank you.